What if your entire experience of work, the way you wake up, how you greet your colleagues, when you take breaks, and how you end your day, was shaped not by your profession, but by your culture? Today, we're stepping into two radically different worlds. In Mexico, the alarm rings not just to start the day, but to rejoin the living, breathing rhythm of life. People start their mornings with a smile, maybe a shared laugh over breakfast tacos, or a quick chat with neighbors in the courtyard. The streets are already alive. There's music, movement, connection, long before the first email is sent. Meanwhile, in Austria, the morning unfolds like a quiet symphony. The streets are clean and calm. The tram arrives exactly on time. People move with intention, wrapped in layers, sipping espresso in silence. No wasted motion. No small talk unless necessary. Here, order isn't just practical, it's comforting. Two countries. Two very different definitions of what it means to start the day. But that's just the beginning. Because these contrasts stretch into every corner of working life. In Mexico, meetings often begin late, but that's okay. There's warmth in the room, a shared sense of being human before being productive. Teams operate with fluid roles, and charisma can carry as much weight as a resume. A workday might feel less structured, but more alive. In Austria, structure is the structure. Time is respected to the minute. Conversations are efficient, polite, and rarely personal during working hours. Boundaries are clear. Expectations are set. It's a place where silence is valued, and where doing your job well often means doing it quietly. And yet, both countries, in their own way, are successful. Both cultures offer something many of us are looking for: stability, meaning, connection, peace. But what does comfort really mean in a workday? Is it the ease of spontaneous laughter, the joy of feeling part of a tight-knit community? Or is it the peace that comes from knowing everyone respects your time, your space, your focus? That's the journey we're about to take. We'll follow a full workday in Mexico, where human warmth colors every hour. And then one in Austria, where precision creates a sense of calm and predictability. You'll see how people start their mornings, how they move through their jobs, how they break for lunch, handle stress, finish the day, and find joy after hours. And by the end, we'll ask you one simple question. Where would you feel more comfortable living and working? Because the answer might surprise you. It's not always where things are easier. It's where things feel right. Let's begin. Mexico, a day fueled by warmth and connection. Sun morning. In Mexico, mornings don't begin with the sharp buzz of an alarm clock. They begin with life. Around 7 o'clock or 7:30 a.m., the country is already stirring. Not in a hurried, caffeine-fueled panic, but with a slow, rhythmic stretch. The sun rises on street vendors setting up carts, children laughing on their way to school, roosters crowing in rural neighborhoods, and radios playing rancheras or cumbia through open windows. The air is already filled with aroma. Fresh masa being pressed into tortillas, coffee bubbling in kitchens, and bread pulled hot from neighborhood ovens. Morning in Mexico is not something to fight, it's something to flow with. There's a balance of activity and presence. For some, the day starts early out of necessity. Street markets open before dawn, and workers in agriculture or food service often begin well before office hours. For others, especially in urban areas, there's more flexibility. Breakfast, when there's time, is not just a nutritional necessity but a comforting ritual. Tamales wrapped in banana leaves, sweet conscious, atole, chilaquiles with salsa roja. The meal connects people to home, to culture, to memory. Mornings are often accompanied by conversation, whether it's chatting with a neighbor while sweeping the sidewalk or checking in with family members over breakfast. Children kiss their parents goodbye. Grandparents bless the younger ones as they head out. There's a sense of togetherness that colors the entire start of the day. There is stress, of course. Traffic is heavy. The cost of living can weigh on people. But the cultural mindset offers an antidote: tranquilo. No one's life is perfect, but there's a collective effort to carry challenges with humor, resilience, and human warmth. A neighbor's greeting, a shared joke, or even a quick prayer can be part of the emotional armor that Mexicans wear to face the day. Automobile commute. Commuting in Mexico is a dance with chaos, and people learn to move with it. In sprawling urban centers like Mexico City, the metro is a lifeline. Trains arrive fast and often, and they are packed during peak hours. But there's a code of conduct, giving seats to elders, squeezing in with minimal fuss, helping someone struggling with bags. Vendors might walk through train cars selling gum, candy, or even performing music, a daily reminder that life here never stops. Other people take buses, ride motorcycles, scooters, or shared vans known as combis. In smaller cities or rural areas, you might find people biking, walking, or hitching a ride with a neighbor. The infrastructure may not always be ideal, but people adapt with creativity and resourcefulness. It's not uncommon to see 2 or 3 people riding the same scooter, or entire families coordinating school drop-offs and commutes in one vehicle. Despite the crowding and delays, there's energy in the air. People talk, laugh, sell snacks, or even play music. Strangers share memes on their phones. Someone might start singing. You're rarely alone and rarely bored. In fact, the commute often becomes a mini-social environment where stories are exchanged, news is shared, and time is lived, not just passed. In many neighborhoods, shared rides with coworkers or friends are the norm. The commute isn't just about getting from one place to another. It's a small part of the day when people reconnect, catch up, or even plan the evening ahead. The blending of personal and professional time is seen as natural. Adult laptop computers start of the workday. The workday begins around 9 o'clock or 9:30 a.m., but exact punctuality is more a suggestion than a rule, especially in smaller or family-run businesses. There's a cultural flexibility. People know that life happens, and being 5 or 10 minutes late isn't the end of the world. The priority is showing up with presence and participating as part of a group, not obsessing over the clock. Workplaces are diverse. Traditional office buildings stand next to co-working spaces with hammocks and murals. Many people work in the informal economy, running small shops, food stands, auto repair garages. Others work in tech, call centers, creative industries, or NGOs. The entrepreneurial spirit is strong, and adaptability is seen as a key strength. The vibe at work is friendly, social. Morning greetings are sincere and often include a short chat about life. You might be offered a snack or coffee within minutes of arriving. Meetings may start late and veer into storytelling, but that doesn't mean work doesn't get done. It just means people bring their full selves into the room. Personal relationships are seen as crucial to a healthy work environment. Mentorship often happens organically. A younger colleague may learn as much over a lunch conversation as they do from formal training. Advice is shared freely, sometimes with humor, sometimes with heartfelt sincerity. A colleague becomes a friend, a confidant, even a godparent. Professional ties easily blend into personal ones. Pot of food, lunch, and breaks. Lunchtime in Mexico is not a minor pause, it's an event. Around 2 p.m., workers leave their desks or shops and gather around tables. Many head to fondas, humble, family-run restaurants where 3-course meals are served at affordable prices. Others eat food brought from home, often something warm and lovingly prepared. Shared meals are part of the national rhythm. Typical dishes? Tacos, enchiladas, rice, beans, pozole, chiles rellenos, or sometimes a big bowl of sopa de fideo. Meals are rarely eaten alone. They're shared with coworkers, friends, or family. Eating is social, emotional, grounding, a moment to decompress, tell stories, and laugh. Breaks can last up to an hour or more. Even in more regulated jobs, people find moments for quick chats, snacks, or stretching their legs. Work and life are not sealed off from each other. They coexist. People check in with their children, help a colleague through a tough moment, or catch up on neighborhood news. In many offices, the lunch hour is a highlight, not just for the food, but for the chance to relax and talk. Some teams even coordinate meals potluck style once a week. Others might listen to music together or share funny stories. The lunch break becomes a mini celebration of community. 5 o'clock, end of the workday. The standard end of the day is around 6 o'clock or 7 p.m., but staying late is common, especially in urban corporate environments. There's an irony in Mexican work culture. It's warm and flexible, but also known for long hours and limited formal protections for workers. It's not unusual to hear of employees working multiple jobs or staying overtime without extra pay. Still, there's an understanding. Family and health matter. If someone needs to leave early for a child's school event or a personal appointment, there's rarely judgment. Flexibility flows both ways. Employers may expect dedication, but they also accept that life can't always be controlled. For many, the end of the day is marked not just by finishing tasks, but by small farewell rituals, a shared snack, a brief conversation about weekend plans, or even a group message of encouragement. Work isn't just what you do, it's who you're with. Sunset evening. When the workday ends, life reawakens. The evening isn't about collapsing, it's about connecting. Friends gather at taco stands, families stroll together, and laughter echoes in public squares. Streetlights flicker on, and the smell of grilled meat fills the air. Some head to community gyms or take part in local classes, dance, cooking, language. Others meet in cafes, go to church groups, or simply relax with a novella and a glass of hibiscus water. Weeknights feel alive. There's always somewhere to go, someone to see, something to celebrate, even if it's just the joy of rest. In towns across the country, the Central Plaza becomes a social hub. Musicians perform, couples walk hand in hand, street vendors serve churros. It's a space that blurs the lines between private and public, solitude and togetherness. In cities, rooftop gatherings, poetry nights, or backyard barbecues serve the same purpose, bringing people together after a long day. Evenings might include a family dinner, time with grandparents, or preparing kids for school the next day. For some, it's a time to recharge and dream. For others, it's a second shift, working on a side hustle, studying, or crafting. But no matter what, the emotional tone is softer. The night belongs to the heart. Mexico cultural insights. Hierarchy exists, but it's layered with warmth. A boss is still el jefe, but might also give you a hug on your birthday. Titles matter, but so do smiles. There's respect, but also accessibility. Leadership often blends authority with approachability. Dress codes vary widely. In finance or government, formal wear is expected. But in many other sectors, from education to design, comfort and personal style take priority. Clean appearance is important, but expression is welcomed. Traditional clothing, bright colors, and handcrafted accessories are often embraced as cultural pride. Foreigners are often charmed by the openness. People will ask personal questions not out of rudeness, but out of genuine interest. Sharing food, jokes, and stories is part of the workplace culture. Relationships are built over time, not just through results, but through rituals of trust. Celebrating birthdays, milestones, and even shared losses is normal. Emotions are welcome. It's okay to be expressive. A little chaos is tolerated, even appreciated, as long as it comes with heart. People are expected to bring their personality, their humor, and their life into the workplace. Work may be serious, but it's not sterile. Laughter, even tears, are part of the atmosphere, and that makes it human. Austria, a day structured by calm and precision. Sun morning. In Austria, mornings begin quietly, almost ceremoniously. Around 6:30 to 7 a.m., cities like Vienna, Graz, or Salzburg start to stir, not with chaos, but with calm intention. Streets are clean, trams glide smoothly along their tracks, and people move with purpose but without rush. There's a kind of quiet dignity to the Austrian morning routine. Many Austrians begin their day with a cup of strong black coffee, perhaps a melange, espresso, or verlangerter, paired with a fresh roll, butter, jam, or a croissant. Simplicity and quality are key. Breakfast is typically a short and solitary affair, taken in silence or with soft classical or jazz music playing in the background. In winter, people might enjoy a warm porridge or a slice of bread with cheese and sausage. The Austrian mindset is tuned to clarity and control. The morning is a time to prepare, not just physically, but mentally. No frantic multitasking. No loud distractions. It's all about establishing a steady, peaceful rhythm to the day. Some people might go for a brisk walk before work, practice yoga, or enjoy a quiet moment with a newspaper. In homes, even with children, the atmosphere tends to be organized. Lunchboxes are packed with care, and school bags are prepared the night before. Even small routines are performed with a sense of order and pride. Cleanliness, punctuality, and personal discipline are embedded into the early hours of the day. Tramper commute. Commuting in Austria is a lesson in reliability. Public transportation, whether it's the subway in Vienna, trams, intercity trains, or buses, is famously punctual. Schedules are respected down to the minute, and infrastructure is maintained with care. Even in winter, when snow covers the Alps, trains keep moving with minimal delays. Commuters often read the newspaper, scroll quietly through their phones, or listen to music with headphones. There's little conversation. Silence isn't awkward here. It's a form of mutual respect. Everyone shares the space peacefully, making the commute feel like a shared meditation. Some travelers might be absorbed in a novel or even solving a crossword puzzle. For those who drive, roads are orderly and traffic rules are followed meticulously. Drivers rarely honk without a reason. Cycling is also popular, with designated bike lanes in most cities. Bikers wear helmets and reflective gear, and hand signals are standard. Regardless of the method, the Austrian commute reflects the national character, structured, calm, and efficient. Public transport apps, well-marked signage, and integrated ticketing systems make commuting predictable. Many workers arrive 5 to 10 minutes early to ensure they're on time, a small buffer that speaks volumes about the cultural importance of punctuality. Adult laptop computer start of the workday. Work in Austria often begins at 8 a.m. sharp. Punctuality is taken seriously. Being late without a valid reason can be seen as disrespectful. Offices are generally quiet places, with open spaces designed for focus and minimal distraction. Hierarchies exist, but they are subtle, authority is present, but rarely flaunted. The work culture values autonomy and precision. Employees are trusted to do their jobs well without constant oversight. Managers act more like facilitators, offering guidance when needed but expecting self-sufficiency. Meetings are typically scheduled in advance, begin on time, and stick to the agenda. There's little room for improvisation, and that's not seen as rigid, but as respectful of everyone's time. Workplaces range from traditional offices and clean, modern buildings to home offices for remote employees, a trend that grew significantly in recent years. Regardless of the setting, professionalism and clarity are expected. Communication is clear, concise, and often conducted via email or organized internal systems. Water coolers and coffee machines exist, but they aren't gathering spots for lengthy conversation. Social interaction happens, but usually during designated times. Efficiency and productivity take precedence. For knife would plate lunch and breaks. Lunch usually takes place between 12 o'clock and 1 p.m. Austrians prefer to eat in calm, tidy environments, workplace cafeterias, nearby restaurants, or at home if working remotely. The food is simple but hearty. Schnitzel with potato salad, goulash, vegetable soups, or bread with cheese and meats. A small dessert or a cup of coffee often follows the meal. Breaks are respected, but not overly extended. A typical lunch break lasts about 30 to 45 minutes, enough time to eat and reset. Socializing happens, but quietly. The tone remains calm and professional. In some workplaces, it's common to go for a short walk after eating, a healthy routine that helps digestion and clears the mind. Some workers even step outside for a breath of fresh air or a moment in the sun. Snacking at the desk is rare. Food, like work, is given its own dedicated time and space. Eating while working is frowned upon. Meal times are protected moments of pause. In some industries, workers might observe structured coffee breaks around mid-morning or mid-afternoon, often accompanied by a small pastry or a simple sandwich. 5 o'clock end of the workday. Austrians usually finish work by 5 o'clock or 6 p.m. Overtime is not common, and it's not encouraged as a norm. Staying late might even be seen as a sign of poor time management. Work-life balance is taken seriously, and once the day is done, people are expected to disconnect, both mentally and digitally. Efficiency during working hours means there's little need to extend the day. People plan their tasks, prioritize well, and avoid unnecessary distractions. The focus is on quality over quantity. It's more important to work effectively than endlessly. Leaving work doesn't require explanation. There's no guilt or pressure to stay longer than necessary. The culture respects boundaries. When it's time to go, you go. In fact, staying too long in the office can lead to questions about one's ability to manage time effectively. Employees often pack up with quiet efficiency, say a polite farewell, and head out, ready to fully embrace their personal life. Even follow-up emails are usually saved for the next day unless truly urgent. Cityscape at dusk evening. Evenings in Austria are peaceful. After work, people head home, stop by a local bakery or supermarket, and prepare dinner with family or enjoy a quiet meal alone. The pace slows dramatically. Cooking is often done from fresh ingredients, and many families still eat together around the table. Many engage in hobbies, hiking, music, reading, or sports. Cultural events are popular. Concerts, theater performances, gallery visits, or lectures. Even weekday evenings often include a touch of art or nature. Outdoor activities, even in cold months, are encouraged for health and mental well-being. Austrians value solitude as much as they value connection. Spending time alone is not seen as lonely, it's seen as healthy. Social gatherings happen, but they're typically small, planned in advance, and rarely spontaneous. There's a strong value placed on respecting others' time and space. By 9 or 10 p.m., most neighborhoods are quiet. Lights are dimmed, and people wind down with intention, perhaps with a book, a warm bath, a glass of wine, or a moment of reflection. Phone notifications are often turned off. Sleep is treated as essential, a part of wellness, not something to compromise. Even during festive seasons or weekends, Austrian evenings retain a kind of gentle order. Whether enjoying a night out or staying in, everything is approached with awareness and care. Austria cultural insights. Hierarchy exists, but it's understated. Titles are respected, but collaboration is valued more than authority. Managers often lead by example, not command. Instructions are given clearly, but with room for personal initiative. Dress codes lean toward conservative and clean. In most offices, smart casual is the norm, with a preference for subtle colors and neat presentation. Seasonal changes are reflected in attire, and outerwear is often practical but well kept. Foreigners are often struck by the formality and precision of Austrian workplaces. Things that seem overly strict at first, like email etiquette, punctuality, or meeting agendas, begin to make sense as part of a wider culture of respect and structure. Clarity reduces friction, and consistency builds trust. Personal boundaries are essential. Asking about someone's private life can feel intrusive unless you've built a close relationship. Emotions are present, but they're expressed with restraint. Feedback tends to be direct but tactful. Privacy and space are seen as signs of mutual consideration. Side-by-side comparison, Mexico versus Austria. After walking through a full workday in both countries, it's clear that Mexico and Austria offer two very different visions of what it means to live and work well. Let's break down the key contrasts. Alarm clock wake-up time. Austria. The day starts early, often by 6:30 a.m. Mornings are structured, intentional, and quiet. Mexico. Most people wake around 7 to 7:30 a.m. Mornings are social, lively, and full of sensory input. Magnifying glass tilted left conclusion. Austria leans toward efficiency and solitude. Mexico embraces community and emotional connection, even before the first coffee. Office building start of the workday. Austria. Work begins at 8 a.m. sharp. Punctuality is a sign of respect. Offices are focused and quiet. Mexico. Work usually starts around 9 o'clock or 9:30 a.m. Flexibility is common, especially in smaller or informal workplaces. Magnifying glass tilted left conclusion. Austria values timeliness and concentration. Mexico values human connection and adaptability. Both cultures define professionalism differently, one through precision, the other through warmth. Share office type and atmosphere. Austria. Traditional offices, minimal noise, clean design. Even remote work follows a structured approach. Mexico. Offices range from formal to family-run shops or creative co-working spaces. Conversations, shared food, and jokes are part of the environment. Magnifying glass tilted left conclusion. Austrians work best in quiet, individualized environments. Mexicans thrive in shared spaces with emotional exchange. Anxious face with sweat, stress, and overtime. Austria. Low tolerance for overtime. Working late is often discouraged. Time is managed carefully during the day. Mexico. Long hours are common. Many people work overtime, often unpaid, yet maintain a social and vibrant atmosphere. Magnifying glass tilted left conclusion. Austria protects work-life boundaries. Mexico blurs them, but also softens them with humor and solidarity. Green salad lunch and breaks. Austria. Lunch is 30 to 45 minutes, calm, and often quiet. Snacking at desks is rare. Mexico. Lunch is a big event, often an hour or more. Meals are shared, loud, and filled with life. Magnifying glass tilted left conclusion. Austria sees lunch as fuel. Mexico sees it as a moment of life, one that should be savored and shared. Adult briefcase attitude toward management. Austria. Hierarchies exist, but are understated. Communication is formal and polite. Mexico. Hierarchies are visible, but humanized. It's normal to joke with your boss or celebrate birthdays at work. Magnifying glass tilted left conclusion. Austrian managers lead with structure. Mexican managers lead with presence and personality. Both inspire trust, but in different ways. Balance scale work-life balance. Austria. Work ends at 5 or 6 p.m. Personal time is protected. Even answering emails after hours is discouraged. Mexico. The workday often ends later. Socializing, family time, or second jobs follow. The day stretches long. Magnifying glass tilted left conclusion. Austria offers clarity and separation. Mexico offers flexibility and social integration. Comfort looks different depending on what you value more, boundaries or flow. Rainbow freedom and flexibility. Austria. Freedom is found in order. Predictability provides peace of mind. Mexico. Freedom is found in connection. The ability to adapt, to laugh, to take breaks when needed. That's the Mexican way. Magnifying glass tilted left conclusion. Austria gives you control. Mexico gives you warmth. One is a structured freedom, the other a spontaneous one. Brain final thought. This isn't a question of better or worse. It's about what kind of rhythm suits you best. Do you thrive in calm spaces, where every hour is planned and protected? Or do you come alive in environments where people laugh out loud, share meals, and support each other through life's unpredictability? Maybe you need a bit of both. In the end, Austria offers the comfort of order. Mexico offers the comfort of connection. And only you can say which one feels more like home.